Hello. Today, we're going to be learning how to write numbers in expanded notation. So, I'm going to give you a number, let's say 23,437,050,299. I would like to write this in expanded notation. Now, there's something you should remember. You have to write number times the place value of that digit. So digit times the place value of that digit. And then you're going to do the same thing with all the others. Add digit times place value. And so on. And you're going to keep on adding over and over again. So let's go ahead and get started. What number is this right here? If I were to cover up the rest of these digits, what number is that? That's a 2. So using this formula, I'm going to write a 2 right here. Then there's an x right here. So here's an x times place value. What is the place value of this 2? How would I figure out the place value of this 2? Well, I'm going to start from the right and I'm going to count until I get to the place value of this 2. What's the place value of this 9? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions. The place value of this 2 appears to be 10 billions. So I'm going to go ahead and write the number 10 billion right here using this formula. How would we write 10 billion? Well, here's 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion. So number 2 times place value of 10 billion. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with this 3 now. We've used this 2. Let's try the number 3 now. Okay, so what number is this using the formula? It's a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write a 3. What is the place value of this 3? Well, starting from here, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions. The place value of this 3 appears to be billions. So I'm going to go ahead and write 1 billion because it's in the billions place value. How would we write 1 billion? Well, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion. Number 3, place value, 1 billion. Now, let's go. We've used the 2. We've used the 3. Now we're on to the 4. Number is 4 times the place value of the 4. Well, how would we find the place value of the 4? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. That appears the place value of 4 is in the 100 millions place. So I'm going to go ahead and write the place value 100 million right here. How would we write 100 million? Well, here's 10, here's 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million. Number 4, the place value of the 4 is 100 millions place. So 3 digits down, we've used a 2, we've used a 3, we've used a 4. Now we're on to this 3 right here. So what number is this right here? It's a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write 3 right here. Using the formula, I'm going to go ahead and write times. What is the place value of this 3? Well, starting from the right, place value of the 9 would be ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. It appears the place value of this 3 is 10 million. So I'm going to write 10 million right here. How would I write that? Here's 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. There we go. 3 times 10 million. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with the 7. What number is this? It's a 7. So I'm going to write a 7. Using the formula, if you have the number 7, need an x, need the place value of the 7. What is the place value of the 7? Starting from the right, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. The place value of the 7 is in the millions place. So I'm going to go ahead and write 1 million right here. How would we write 1 million? Well, I'm going to write a 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. Number 7, place value of that 7, 1 million. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with 0. Oh, wait. Anything times 0 is 0. So we don't have to do anything right here. If we could write 0 times the place value of 0, which would be ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. But 0 times 100,000 is just 0. So whenever you have a 0, you can skip it and you don't need to worry about it. Let's go on to the next digit. 5. What number do I have right here? I have a 5. So I'm going to go ahead and write 5 because the formula says digit times place value. The digit is 5. Need an x. What's the place value of this 5 right here? Well, starting from here, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. The place value of this 5 appears to be 10,000. So I'm going to go ahead and write 10,000 right here. How would I write that? Here's a 10. Here's 100. Here's 1,000. Here's 10,000. 5 times 10,000. All right, here's a 0. So we ignore it. If you see a 0, you don't have to do anything. You just go to the next non-zero digit. 2. What number is this? It's number 2. I'm going to write a number 2 right here. I'm going to write an X right after it. Every time you write the digit, you got to write an X following that number. Then you got to write the place value of the digit you just wrote. I just wrote a 2. What is the place value of this 2? Well, ones, tens, hundreds. The place value of this 2 appears to be hundreds. So I'm going to go ahead and write 100. 10, 100. Next digit, well, 9. What's the place value of this 9? Well, starting from the right, ones, tens. So the number is 9. The place value of the 9 would be tens. So I'm just going to write 10. What number is this? It's a 9. Number times the place value, which would be ones. So I'm going to write 1. And there you go. That is how you write a number in expanded notation. Now, hopefully this will help you with your homework that I assigned you that's due at 11:59 p.m. tonight. I'm going to send you a text message, and it's going to have 3 example problems I would like for you to do. Using this same technique that we just discussed, do the same with your homework problems.